Hello everyone, it's Gigabeef here, and today I'm going to show you the best early 545 AK builds that we can make in patch 13. The reason that we want to use the 545 AKs in the first place is you can get decent ammo in raid, much more so than the other calibers, and I'll show you where I get mine later on. However, this latest wipe has given us a problem with modding. Certain critical parts for the AK platform have been pushed behind quests, which can make gun builds difficult to put together early. Most specifically, the AK-100 handguard that we used to get on Prapor 1 straight away is now only unlocked after Mechanics Gunsmith Part 2, and this piece was critical for attaching vertical foregrips and lasers for a low price. Also, the AK buttpad, which was basically a staple of every early game build, has been put behind Gunsmith 6, which is super far down the progression pathway and is effectively inaccessible early on. However, at Prapor 1, all we have access to are the baby AKs anyway, which is the AKS-74U and the AKS-74UN, which were never allowed to use the AK-100 in the first place. Last wipe, I was a big fan of the UN because they are really easy to attach scopes like the Cobra to. As a reminder, the N in the name practically means that it has a dovetail mount. The trader quantity is now really small though, so these sell out all the time. There is a way to make the AKS-74U usable though, and this one has a massive stock, is 11k cheaper to start with, and this gives us a bit more leeway in using it cost effectively. The critical part about the short AKs is the two alternative handguards that are available at level 1, which are the B11 at Skier 1 and Goliath at Mechanic 1. These both cost about 6,000 rubles and have a regular Picatinny rail underneath plus at the sides, which lets us mount a vertical foregrip and a laser just like the AK-100 but without any requirements to get a hold of them. Although these two have identical stats, I personally think that the B11 is better. Firstly, because the Goliath blocks many muzzle devices from being installed. With the B11, you can swap the muzzle on the AK-74U to the regular AK-74 muzzle, which actually gives you 3 more recoil reduction and is incredibly cheap, so worth doing. Make sure you pick the second one, as there are two that look very similar. One is purchasable from the traders and the other one isn't. Now that we have the B11, we can add an RK6 vertical foregrip and an NC Star Blue laser from Skier 1. The second reason that I prefer the B11 is that although the Goliath has a rail on top for optics, I really dislike red dots so far forwards, as you lose sight picture incredibly easily, especially early on in a patch when our guns have the most recoil. Instead, we can use the B18 mount from Mechanic 1, which gives us a limited range of optics that we can put on there. From level 1 traders, the PK06 from Jaeger 1 is the cheapest, and although it is widely regarded as not very good, it is usable. The MRS from Skier 1 I find has too floaty a reticle, but is another slightly more expensive option if you do like that one. For quite a big step up in price, we can instead get the Burris Fastfire from Peacekeeper 1. This requires both the base and the optic itself and comes to about $182, which is roughly 20k at Peacekeeper dollar prices. But given rubles are the most important currency by far at the start, you might consider using up some of your otherwise hard to spend dollars instead if you have some to spare. There is one other site here that's supported that I want to mention that is generally quite cheap if you have the flea market, which is the HoloSun HS40 Reflex. The reason that this one is interesting is it comes with a green laser inbuilt, meaning you don't need to buy a separate blue one. I haven't tested it this patch, but historically this doesn't give the bonus to non-ADS point fire accuracy like the others do, but I still quite like the dot itself, and it's normally really cheap on the flea. So altogether, this comes to a base weapon price of 24k from Prapor, another 24k of mods, and then the optic. The cheapest with the PK06 gets to a grand total of 56k for 66 ergonomics and 82 recoil. If you don't think the foregrip and the laser are worth it, which I think it's borderline personally, you can just stick with the optic and the mount, which is 38k total and 63 ergo with 85 recoil. Note that this together is only 3,000 rubles more than just a brand new AKS-74U on its own with no mods. People give the small AKs a bad rap, but by means of comparison, let's check out the AK-74N at Prapor 2, which has the best starting stats of the longer AKs. Cheapest way to mod this is to use the Ultimat gas tube and then to add a sight. There are two budget ones, but they're pretty nasty in my opinion, so I typically grab the Cobra Dovetail even though it's a little bit more money. This build is 46 ergo with 78 recoil, coming to 48k, and we can't attach a laser because of the AK-100 issue. You can fix this with the Axion Cobra Dovetail at Jaeger 1 as a mount, which has a slot for a laser instead, but this now comes to 44 ergo and 78 recoil with a 56k price tag. The difference between the 85, 82 and 78 recoils are really not very much, so I would rather have the smaller, lighter 3kg 74U at this point with way more ergonomics and a longer aim down sights time than the more cumbersome 3.7kg full length AK with only a tiny bit of extra recoil reduction. Okay, so now that we've discussed the builds, as I mentioned in my level 1 weapons video, AKs do kind of rely on better ammo. We need to complete delivery from the past to even buy PS rounds, which did get a recent buff, but they're still not that good, and we need Prapor 2 at level 15 and 0.2 rep to get PP rounds, which is the point where the ballistics get really good. But it isn't necessary to reach these milestones to consistently use the 545 AKs, because you can find good ammo if you're looking out for it. BP, BT and BS are all over the place in Tarkov, which means that if you can find them, it makes these guns really good early on, as you'll likely have better ammo than basically everyone that you meet. There are various areas that you can search for these, but my favourites are either on reserve in general, both in and especially on top of the various buildings, but also by the weapons crates on woods near attachment shack. Multiple boxes of various ammo types spawn here often, so be sure to check if you're coming past, and you probably will be regularly because it's on the way to outskirts most of the time. With that, let's take a look at 2 raids with the 74U. In this case, I was using the one without the B11 and the foregrip, with a hollow sun replacing my laser instead because I found one earlier on in the wipe. Kinda couldn't be better. Now the only thing is if somebody started in this room. What's he doing there? And that is the point of the factory exit key, my friends. Look how much easier that is. There we go, kill some random USAC. Sniper scav spawn up here again? I think he can. I'm not really a pistols guy, honestly. And like, if I do go pistols, I normally go for volume of fire rather than accuracy of like a couple of shots. It's just not got enough bullets in the mag for me, personally. I'd probably only use it... Whoa! Oh my god, okay, that's sniper scav up there. That is very unfortunate. Yep. Ah! That is still very unfortunate. Let's get this on. Where can we go that we're not just going to get beamed by sniper scav? God damn it, sniper scav. Can you... It's just aggroed onto me big time. Right, here we go. Okay. Did you record ScavTalk last week? Yes. It should be going out today. Die, please. Right, that's fixed our problem. God, I've used up so much of this Saleva, holy hell. No, it should be this one here. Under the bed? Because... Okay. She's an SKS scav as well. Can't trust him. So what we're doing now is we're now gaining strength. This is kind of the loadout that I want to be running. So it's a strength gaining loadout. only after you've picked up an item, which is perfect. So you're getting endurance for the whole first section. Then you pick something up, and you start to gain strength. So, and then like, you know, maybe later you can swap something out, but let's keep that for a second. I don't want to drop. If I'm going to insurance forward, I don't want to insurance forward it like in that bush. Insurance forward in that bush. If people come across that stash, then they may just find my old headset. And they might be able to insurance forward their headset for my headset. So we'll put it somewhere different. We'll do these last two stashes as well, just while we're here, because it sounds like there's people around checkpoint. So we'll let them do whatever it is they want to do while we loot some stuff. No keys that I found in there. What's this? Oh, power cord. We do actually need that. Right. Yeah, more people over there fighting. Okay. I could just half feel myself just taking a random bullet in the eye just as it flies across the map. That's a player. They look relatively kitted. Whoa. Damn, what the frick? Dude, that's freaking nuts. Probably HP, so it's a heavy bleed, one shot black leg. Well, like 762 HP maybe. Or it just could just be a shotty, I don't know. Eagle-eyed scav, like, dude, I don't even know where he was. The rest of the time it's actually been like kind of fair, I found. The scavs have not been too bad most of the time for me. I know they've been terrible for a lot of people, but I've not found it too bad. But that's mad. Can't fight them through the foliage, so I did think there was a player there. I don't know whether there is still a player. I'm not sure. That's kind of why I wanted to go up that way, because I was like, no player is ever going to see me up there. And if the player actually is still there, then he's going to be drawing on the scav aggro. Whoa, this is turning out to be... I'm just getting... Like, this is freaking crazy, man. What the hell? These scavs are absolutely off the chain. We're going to have to get closer in so we have at least a fair fight. Alright, so if we come up this way, trying to stay low down here. And then get down behind this. Okay. Now, we at least can be relatively vigilant and maybe shoot them. And get out that way. Let's see. Painkiller's gone again. I do have the water to support it. Where is he? No blood here. Someone healed themselves there. Are they like in here or something? Any more? We can probably min-max this, can't we? Perhaps? Yeah, we can. 1 and 2. And then I think there's a player here. TK, what's this? Condors. Okay, we'll keep them. Get rid of the PM, put this on. Thunderbolt's probably even better, actually. Get rid of that, put this. Oh dear. Need to go. We need to go. He's greedy. Alright, let's go, I don't care. Need to go before these people catch up with us. Go, go, go. I have a quick check on that table, see if there's anything there. Gonna go on for fence level 2 this wipe. I did get it eventually last wipe. I got it really late. Because when you hand in the epsilon container and do the choice, you get like +1 fence rep, and I already had 5 fence rep. I normally just get it slowly throughout the wipe by casually grinding the car extracts just like bit by bit. So we'll see, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's really worth it though. You have to really try, you know? Next, go and check out my video on why I was surprised as to how much difference the early ammo game buffs make. Otherwise, as usual, a big shout out to all my patrons. Hit all the buttons if you enjoyed the videos, and as always, have fun in your raids.